Welcome back, guys. In this video we are going to convert this GoPro Hero tool, which has been through a pretty bad crash, into a naked GoPro tool using the Flywoo Naked GoPro tool kit. Since the display is cracked and shattered, we will be using the touchscreen from the Flywoo also. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first step is to disassemble the camera, and that starts from removing the display. So you can remove the display by heating up all the corners here, all the sideways here. If you apply enough heat, the adhesive inside will melt, and you could use a blade and you can pry it off from there, and this one will come off. Since this one is already came off from the crash, we are not going to apply heat or anything. But if you are going to do it with a brand new GoPro, or if it's not damaged, then you will have to apply heat all the way from here, all this way here, and once that adhesive melts, you can pry it off. And if your display is not damaged, then you can also have two options. You can use one of the Pro touchscreen kit from the Flywoo that allow you to use the original display, your own display from the GoPro, and you can use this one, which is relatively cheaper than this touchscreen. But in this case, we don't have the option, so we will be using the touchscreen instead of the touchscreen kit. So let's continue with the GoPro. Once the display is taken apart, you can see two cables connecting the touchscreen. One is for the touch and the other one is for the screen. We'll be taking those apart. These are really delicate cables, so please be careful when you are removing them. Now we are going to remove the battery tray from the GoPro. So let's remove the side panel. There are two screws here that secures the battery tray. We are going to remove those two screws, and there is one more screw here. Then we'll be able to take the battery tray out. So let's remove those two screws one by one. Remove the second screw. Then this is the third one here. Now it is time to take out the battery tray. We are going to push it from the inside. So let's take it outside. So we have connected there. There is one ribbon cable that connects the battery tray to the main board there. So when you're taking it out, maybe it will come off. If it doesn't come off, then you have to remove it. So let's remove the display flux cable from the main board. Here is this one. Let's remove this one. So this is the display flex cable. So now it is time to remove the USB-C port connector from there. So let's disconnect the flex cable from here. Okay, this one is going to the USB-C cable. So you can either remove the two screws from here and separate this one out, or you could just take this whole pieces apart. So the connector is there. You have to carefully push the part there. From here, you can take this one out. You can push it and you can take this one out. It's that easy, and it will start coming. Okay, now it is time to take out the main motherboard from the GoPro. So let's disconnect all the flux cables and connectors connected to the main board, starting from the record button. This is a PCB there, that there's one flex cable connected there. We are going to disconnect that one there. Okay, it's symbol, so you can see that that connector is removed. Then we have another one here on the down side. Okay, that one we are going to disconnect. When you're using this, make sure you are not damaging the main board. Very careful when you're doing this. Okay, that cable is also disconnected. Now we are moving to the left side here. There are also two cables connected. One is from the main sensor module. There are a lot of smaller capacitors and small components soldered there. So when you're doing this, make sure you are not damaging that connector. Please separator now. Let's take that out. Okay, we can see that the connector is also taken out. Now we can see one small flex cable here. Let's separate that one also. We have separated that connector also. Now we can remove the motherboard from there. There is one screw here. Let's remove that screw. Okay. There is another screw here underneath this flex cable. So let's remove that one also. Okay. That one is also removed. Then you can see that there is one more screw here right next to the main camera sensor module. Let's take that one also. It's a bit difficult to see, but you can see the screw here. Okay. Okay, we have removed that screw also. Okay, let's take out this PCB here, then we will be able to pull off the main motherboard. There is one big screw here. Let's remove that one. Okay, we have removed the screw. Now there are two more screws here that we need to remove in order to separate this PCB. So let's start with the first one. Okay. Now let's go to the second one. That's here. Let's remove it. Okay, that one also we have removed. Now let's take off this PCB here. So this is the PCB. This one used to come with a GPS on the side for the older versions. Let's keep it here. So in order to take out the main motherboard, we have to remove the main camera sensor also. So this one is secured with the 3 screws. You can see those screws here. One is here. One screw is here. And if you look carefully, you can see another screw here. It's kind of a bit difficult there. Yeah, that's the another screw. And the third one is underneath this flex cable here. That also is a bit difficult to see. This one is somewhere here. Okay, so you have to remove those 3 screws to take out the main camera sensor module. After that, you can remove this main PCB. Okay, then we are starting with the first screw here. Let's remove it. Okay, that screw is removed. We have taken out that screw. Okay. Now the second screw is there. take out that screw. This is that screw. That screw is also separated. Now the third one, it's a bit difficult to remove because it comes under there. If you can look it carefully, you will be able to see that screw there. See, the screw is there. If you look at very carefully, you'll be able to see there. Yeah, that's the screw there. We are going to remove that one. Make sure you do not damage the PCB or anything when you are doing it. Okay, that screw is also removed. Now we can separate the main sensor module. Okay. This is the main camera sensor module. Let's keep it somewhere secure. Now we can finally remove the main PCB. And there is one small connector here. This is the speaker. You can also take that one out. This is the speaker connector here. You can pull it off. Let's take it out. So that one is also removed. This is the main PCB board. You can see here. Now let's keep that one also secure somewhere. So we can see the leftover parts here. We have the mic here, the PCB is connected there, then we have the power button there, that one is also left, then we have the speaker, then lastly the front LCD screen, that also we have to take apart. So let's remove the other parts first. We're starting with the mic section. You guys can look at here. We are taking this one out. Okay, we have taken this one out. This is the power button. Then we have the mic there. Then we have the speaker here. Then we can separate. Now we have the speaker there. Let's separate the speaker. This is the speaker. Let's keep it there. Now we have removed all the components from the GoPro, and now just the casing is remaining there, and also the front LCD screen there. So in order to remove that one, we have to remove the casing from there, then separate the LCD. So remove this metal casing, there is one more thing that is attached to the casing, which is this mount here. So we have to remove this one that is attached to this part here. So let's remove these 4 screws and take this out. Let's remove these screws one by one. Here we are. Okay. Now we can remove this one. So now we can take this out. Now we can just pull this out, the main casing. It will come off. Okay. So once the main casing is separated, you can separate the front LCD screen. This one is also glued to the back here. So in order to separate that, in order to remove the glue, you have to apply heat, or you can pour some isopropyl alcohol through the sideways, and that will also melt on the glue. So once that is done, you can simply just pull it off and that display will come. Here the glue is there, so you have to remove it, else you can damage this front screen. We have to use the front screen for the naked kit, so very careful when you're removing this one. So once that is also done, our GoPro is fully disassembled. Now it is time to unbox the Flywoo Naked Action Camera Kit for the GoPro 12. Let's get it and open it. Inside the kit, we can see the support seat. We have some wipes here for cleaning the display and all. And we have the manual here. This is for the camera. This screw kit set. We have the heat sink pads here. The lens protector. This is a UV lens protector. Then we got some foam parts here. This is the cooling fan. We got the BAC board here. And lots of connectors. Then we have the battery tray. This one is 3D printed, which is for the firmware updates. We have the flux cables here. This is the front screen protector. Then in the box we have the case itself. Then we get one 3D printed mount for the standard GoPro adapter. Couple of mounting adapters here. Then we have the BAC. This one is for both the 4S and 6S. So up to 6S we have a BAC also included. Let's start the conversion of the naked GoPro. So first we are starting with the main camera sensor module, and we are going to screw them. We're going to fit them onto the front part. We got 3 sets of screws, M1.4, 2mm screws, 4mm screws, and 7mm screws. So let's put the screws here. These are the 2mm. These are the 7mm screws. And these are the 4mm screws. So now it's time to assemble the main camera module sensor. Let's put it here. And with the 2mm screws, we can secure the camera sensor module with the 3 screws here, one here, second one here, and the third one goes behind this connector here. So let's put it. Okay. We're just putting it there. And now it's time to put the second screw. Now the difficult one, which is the third screw. That's where we are going to put it. We have to screw it there. Okay. So the main camera sensor module is finally done. Now let's move on to the front screen here. That's the second part. Here is our front screen. So we are going to insert it here, like that one. And then like that, it's just fit there. Okay, once that is done, we can put the front screen protector also. I'll stay there. Now it is time to put the main PCB board. For that one, we have to add the heatsink or the heat transfer material there, the one that came with it. Let's remove the plastic sheet from it. Now it's time to put it there. Okay. We have added it. Sheet from the opposite side also. That's done. Now we can put it back to the case here. Okay, so in order to mount this main PCB board to the front casing, we have to cut a little bit of this PCB from here, then only we will be able to mount it there. So we are going to cut this small portion here at the side. And now this will fit. Now we can mount it there. Okay, now this one is fully aligned there. We can put two screws here that will secure the main PCB, one here and one here. Okay, so let's add two screws. We are going to add the screw here. Okay, let's tighten that one up. We are going to add the second screw here. This is the 2 mm screw that we are using here. Let's tighten this one up. Now the PCB is set up there. Let's go to the next part. Now let's attach the flex cable from the front LCD screen to the main PCB. Let's connect it here. This one is a bit difficult. Yeah, that one is also well connected. Okay, now it is time to connect the flex cable that came with it. Let's peel off the adhesive here and let's connect it. Okay, let's connect it here. Let's connect the this one here. Okay, that one is also attached. This one is also attached. Then lastly, we have the connector for the power button here. So this one goes for the power button. Let's connect that one. Let's use the tweezer. Let's align it. Just align it there. Okay, so we have connected the power button, all three cables there. This is the FPC cable that goes to the BEC. So we have one more flux cable that came with the kit that goes to the connector here. So let's connect that one also. So that one is also connected there. Now it is time to connect the main sensor module cable to the main board. Let's connect that one also. Let's align it. Let's connect it. Align the cables. Once that is aligned, you can just connect it. So this one is also connected. Now we got a few foam pads with this kit. So we have to add this one on top of these connectors here, so that the cables will be pressed against the case and the connectors won't come loose. So let's take these ones out. Okay, the smaller ones. Okay, so let's add this one here. Okay, we have added the foam boards. Okay, this one we are going to add. Okay, let's add them here also. Check this out. Okay, that's good. In case if the foam part here is damaged, that one also you can replace new one. We are taking out this one so that you'll see there is a bigger ones provided in the kit that we can add there. Take out one and let's put it there. Okay, this will secure all the connectors and it will ensure that they won't come loose. So that's also completed. So this is the cooling fan that we have to solder there. This one goes to the 3.3 volt and the ground here. This one works in 3.3 volt. So do not solder this to the 5 volt, but you should solder them to the 3.3 and the ground. So let's solder it. Now it's time to solder. We are soldering the ground pad here. Also the 3.3. So we have soldered the fan. Okay, now it's time to mount the BEC board here, but before that we have one thing to do, and that is to install the speaker that came with it. If you want, you can add this one, else you can skip this one if you don't want, because this one don't have a perfect space to fit inside this one, like no, this is not fitted to the case or something, so we have to, you know, keep it somewhere here or there. So in this case we are going to keep it behind the sensor, not here, beneath the sensor module. There we got some space there, as you can see there. That's where we are going to keep this speaker, like this one. Yeah, see it like that. We are keeping that there, so it'll fit there. Then the connector, we have to route it like this and then just fit it there. It would have been nice if they had some dedicated space to put this one on the case itself rather than keeping it there with the main sensor module. Okay, connector is connected. Okay, now it is time to mount the BEC board. There are two ribbon cables that we have to connect. This one goes here and this one goes here. Let's align the connectors, then just slide it over. Yeah, it will only go like this. It won't go anything beyond that. So once it is here, that's when you have to lock it. Just push these connectors and that will lock the connector. It's locked now. Now it won't come off. Like that we have to do for this one also here. Sliding. Okay, now that's also inside. We can lock it like we did for this one here. Okay, now that's completed. Now it is time to take the back case here. This one is for the battery. For updating the firmware and everything, you can connect the battery here and power on the Naked GoPro. So this one, we have one connector here. Let's add these foam pads on these connectors also. Let's take these ones. Okay, perfect. Now we have to connect this connector to the main power here. You can see the one here. This one goes here, so we have to solve it. So we have to connect this connector here. So in order to connect this connector, just lift the BEC board a little bit here and we can just connect it there. Lift this one, then align that connector there, and then just plug it in. Okay, so that one is also connected. Now everything is connected. Let's keep it there. Now it's time to secure this one on top of the motherboard there. Okay. So now we have to use the 4mm screws. This one is the 4mm screw. So this one is the 4mm screw. Okay. Then Then here also we are going to use the 4mm screw. Let's secure it there. Okay, one more screw goes here, and that is also 4mm. So we put 3 screws in total, one here, and one here. All these 3 are 4mm screws. Okay, so now we can mount the cooling fan. There are 2 grooves here that goes there. Then you can just insert the fan like this. Okay, so the fan is also there. Now we can just close it. Now it is time to close this and connect the screws there. We have to use the 7mm screws that came with it here. Let's screw it one by one. Let's put one screw here. Let's close it here and there. So that is done. Now we have one more thing to do. Let's clean this display, the sensor board, and put the protectors there. So we got this with the kit, these wipes. We are going to use the wet one. This is the wet one. Let's clean the sensor module also. Let's open the dry one and finish it off. Okay, now it's time to put the screen LCD protector there. Okay, that's what it is. We can remove the adhesive. Yeah, put it there. Let's close it. For the lens, we got one UV protector with the kit. We can put that one there. So here we go, our naked GoPro tool, and now it is time to power this one. Let's see. Let's open this one up. We have the touch screen here. So this is the touch screen. So we are going to connect it there. Let's see. This one goes like this, and it gets attached there. Now it is time to test the camera. For that we are using the battery adapter that came with it. Let's put a GoPro battery on it and give it a press. You will see the light here. That means it's on. Let's connect it. You can see here the power button. Press and hold it for a few seconds like you do in a normal GoPro, and it will power on. Yes guys, you can see the video. We can see the GoPro Labs firmware installed there. Everything is there. The touch will be working like a normal GoPro. We can see that the GoPro is fully working, and now it's time to see how much weight we have saved by converting this to the naked one. So let's compare the weights. Test the weight. With the naked GoPro alone, that comes around 48.1 grams, and if you add the anti-filter, sorry, the UV filter, that will be around 49.5 grams. And if you are wondering how much weight this display will also add, we're also adding it there. So with the display, that comes to 85.5 grams. Anyway, we won't be flying it with the display, so it doesn't matter. So the naked kit, the naked GoPro, it weighs 49.5 grams, and if you want to compare it with the Hero tool with the battery on it, this one weighs 150 grams. So we have saved around 100 grams weight when we made it naked. So this naked GoPro kit from Flywoo is a beautifully designed case for the GoPro tool that also allows you to connect this display here so that you can change the parameters as quickly as possible, especially if you're in a shooting location. You don't have to go through the GoPro app and anything. And comparing with the full-size GoPro, we are saving more than 100 grams of weight, which allows you to put this one into more micro bursts like a 2-inch and 2.5-inch. So that's also very useful. And if you have any doubts, you can let us know in the comment section. And if you would like to purchase this kit, we'll be putting a link in the description that you can check it out. And if you have a GoPro that is crashed, or if it's or that you want to convert it to a naked kit, you can contact us and we'll be happy to do that for you. So let's see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.